Hello and welcome to How Do You Money, the podcast that asks real people, how do you money? This week, we're joined by Georgia.
I find it a bit wild. We live our lives because of a certain amount that you have.
How would you describe your relationship with money in one word?
Balanced. I made some changes to my life that then maybe didn't give me much money. I'm 28, I've got a mortgage with my partner, I'm a hairdresser, I've got my own business.
What were those changes?
Well, I moved country, quit my job within 10 days and just went.
You might not be where you were if it wasn't for COVID.
No, literally.
Mad.
I was talking to my sister about it the other day. She said to me, "Did you have a business plan?" And I went, "No, absolutely not."
Come on, you not watch Dragons Den?
When I first met him, I kind of wanted to suss out what he was like with money. I've always had relationships where they weren't good with money. We used our savings just for me to start it. I just was like, I need to do this. The money will come later. If I'm not happy, then what's the point?
What would your one golden bit of money advice be?
Anyone that wants to start their own business.
Georgia, thanks so much for being on the podcast.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Right, so it's a big one to start with.
Yeah.
How would you describe your relationship with money in one word?
I would say probably more balanced.
Balanced.
Yeah, balanced.
Straight up
Yeah.
balanced. That sounds like a positive word.
Yeah.
A lot of people come in here with negative ones.
Yeah.
Why is it balanced, in your opinion?
I would say I live my life, but I also am quite sensible.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe that's a bit cocky. I don't know.
Well, when you say live your life, what does that mean?
Yeah,
That means something different to everyone.
Yeah, exactly. I go and do things if I want to buy things, go out for meals, but I'm also very this is what I have, but this is what I'm going to save. I'm very in the middle. I wouldn't overspend, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'd say with my parents, even I feel like they're quite balanced in kind of growing up, watching them. They've always spent what they can afford.
Yeah.
So, if they want that car, they'll have it, but they won't go into debt.
Right. Yeah.
That's how I've never had a conversation with my mum about it, or my dad really, but I think that's how I would perceive it. So
it's interesting. A lot of people do bring up family quite early on in terms of their influence.
Yeah.
Is that quite a strong influence for you in your head?
Yeah, I think so. I think especially because they're all really hardworking, which I think then has spurred me on to kind of work hard, but I also want to enjoy my life as well. So
I'm interested, how do you strike that balance? Because I am the same in that's what I aspire to do.
Yeah.
But I find it so hard to work out. And there's times when I sort of see something that I want online or something, and I'm take ages working out whether or not I should get it.
Yeah.
What's your formula? How do you decide if you're going to get something you want or if you're going to save the money?
I think when I was younger, I used to be more like, oh my God, I want that bag, or I want that, I don't know, something or other, that dress or something. And I wouldn't even think about.
You just go, you pull the trigger.
I would just have it. But only with what I had in the bank. I would never get a credit card or go out of what I could afford. Now I feel I have a certain amount and I go, right, this is what I'm going to save, but this is my allowance. I give myself an allowance.
What, like a monthly allowance?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And my partner's the same. We share our money, but I'm very strict on, okay, that's for the savings, but this is what we can spend. So if it's within budget, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do that.
Okay, so that's at the start of the month. You go savings, that's gone.
It's gone. Out of sight, out of mind.
Interesting. And like you said about not getting a loan, not getting credit card, that kind of thing. Obviously, so many people do that, especially when you're 18, 19. Yes. You're out in the world for the first time. It's the first thing you do. I never did more through fear than anything else.
Yeah.
Certainly
I was the same.
Is that what it is? Fear?
Yeah. I was like, oh my God, no. We have a credit card now because when we wanted to get a mortgage, it was we need to get our credit score up.
Yes.
But if I'm honest, I was so scared to use it. I was like, oh my God, I don't want to. So if we do put something on the credit card, I make sure we've definitely got it to pay it off.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be something going on a massive holiday and that we can't afford, basically.
That you're paying off for years later down the line. Yeah,
absolutely.
And why have you got that fear, do you think?
Do you know what? I don't know. I don't think there's anyone that's given me that fear. I think from growing up, because we didn't sit down and talk about money necessarily, but because I always saw that my parents always spent what they could afford, and if I asked if I wanted something and they couldn't afford it, they'd just say, no, we can't afford that. So I don't really think about credit cards. I've always thought of money as that's what's in your bank and that's it.
That's what you've got.
So I've never really thought about, I could get a credit card and I could get a loan, or it's just never really entered my head.
Never?
No.
Great habit to have, though.
Yeah.
And you mentioned you and your partner.
Yeah.
And the first thing you said about you and your partner was that you're quite similar.
Yes.
Financial-wise. That is a dream scenario, right?
Yeah, I'm really lucky with that.
How did you sort of learn that, I guess?
So when I first met him, I kind of wanted to suss out what he was like with money.
Okay. Okay.
As in like whether he's got savings, like, just to see if he's good with money, basically. And I realised that he was good with money.
How did you find out though? Was this a quiz? First date quiz?
No, I don't think I quizzed him, but I think in the past I've always had relationships where they weren't good with money.
Right.
So that was a bit of a trigger for me in the past. So with him, he's always been, really good, but not tight with it, or not, oh God, we can't spend this or anything. I think we're both very similar with how I'm definitely the spender.
Okay.
I'm definitely more of the spender, which he doesn't mind, because he knows that, we still save. I don't know when I knew that he was good with it, but I suppose because we were moving on, wanting to get a house together, and then we had to find out what each other's finances were like. So I suppose he couldn't hide if he was in debt. Yeah. But then I remember we had a conversation because we were trying to get a mortgage, and I'd started my business, like to do things all at once. Yeah. And I remember saying to him, right, well, where are your savings? And he was like, they're in my current account. And I was like, what are they doing in your current account? What? Like, why are you not putting it in a ISA or, And he didn't know about it. And to be fair, I think I only knew about that because of my sister, because she's so good with money. Yeah. So you don't get taught these things at school.
This is it. The whole point of the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember saying to him, well, hang on a minute. And he made a joke and said, if I'd have met you earlier, I'd have saved so much more money, because he just didn't know. And that was no fault of his. He could have made, well, not loads, but a good amount in interest.
Well, yeah. I mean, in theory, if you look at it that way, some people see that as, you're losing money by not, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's free money.
It's free money. That's it. Why wouldn't you? Yeah. Oh, okay. So you've earned money through your relationship.
Yeah, it's great.
Little side hustle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And how much do you talk about money between you now? How often?
I probably talk about it more than he does. I'm really open with it. Probably once a week. We have a spreadsheet of our bills and everything coming out, which I would never have thought. Like,
did it come from you though? Or did it come from him? Setting up the spreadsheet?
I think it came from both of us.
Right.
Because we were both, I remember us being a bit stressed the first couple of months, because you know what it's like when you get a mortgage and you
it's
don't,
scary.
yeah, and you don't know what's really coming out, like all the bills, because they don't know how much water you're using, how much electricity, all that. And I remember just going, right, we're not spending anything, because I was so scared to not, and I hated not knowing what was coming out.
Yes. Okay. So you didn't know your bills yet? Yeah. That kind of thing.
Yeah. So I think it came from there, and we are quite good with sitting down and talking about it, and we are quite open, and I think that's, for me, that's important. Yeah. And that's I couldn't work without knowing what's in my bank and what's out of my bank. But at the same time, I don't look at my bank every day.
You don't? Okay. Are you looking at your bank every week, sort of in line with the conversations then?
Yeah, I'd say once a week.
Yeah. I'm very much an everyday person.
Are you?
Yeah.
Right,
But
okay.
it's a reassurance thing for me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Which again probably ties in with the whole fear of credit cards and stuff thing. It's like, I need to know there's some money. I need to know there's some money.
Yeah.
Like you though, George, I sort of went on my own venture and went freelance for the first time last year.
Scary.
Yes, and as you know, it's scary. And I like to ask everyone, when it comes to work, did you follow the passion or the money? I think I know the answer for you.
Passion.
Yeah.
Absolutely. My whole life, I'm going to sound really weird. Every decision I've made in my career, like I've always followed what I love. And if I'm not happy in something, the money I don't care about, which is ridiculous because I know we all need money to live. But honestly, all the decisions I've made has been like, oh yeah, hang on, what is the salary? Or what's this going to be? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always been, if I feel I'm not happy in something, I need to change it. And then I always find a way for the money will come after. Because money isn't, yes, it's important, we need to live. But for me, it's never been the focal point.
Yeah. And I'm very much the same. Don't get me wrong, if the thing that I am passionate about turned out to be like, like big for money, what a win. But I think often with passionate things, and I think you said you're a hairdresser, so you sort of a bit more creative with work to start with.
Yeah.
With those kind of things, you do need to work to a point to get the money right.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't go in it for the money at first.
And you've sort of set up your own business, which is a huge jump for anyone.
Yeah.
And you said your salary at the start was okay.
Yeah.
Is this because you're sort of building it? Is that where you're at?
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I first started it, I was talking to my sister about it the other day, and she said to me, "Did you have a business plan?" And I went, "No, absolutely not."
Come on, you not watch Dragon's Den?
Yeah, I know. I just kind of looked at her and I thought, "Business plan? What? No." And she went, "Well, what was your thought?" And I said, "Well, I was probably so unhappy in the time where I was, and I knew I loved my job. It was just I just knew I wanted to go off my own." And I remember saying to my partner, right, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what we're going to do with money. We had no money. We literally had none. We used our savings just for me to start it. And I was like, I'm going to make it work. And I worked as hard as I could, like, all hours, as you know, to build it up. And it was, I think if I'd have thought about it from a money side of things, I would never have done it.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely would never have done it. I think before when I was dancing as well and things like that, I never ever thought about the money side because I would never have done it again. I just was like, I need to do this. The money will come later. And I gave myself like a 6-month period, and I was like, I need to give myself this time. If it doesn't work, I'll get a job alongside it. But I knew that my happiness was over anything to do with money, because if I'm not happy, then what's the point in life?
Yeah.
Really?
Frankly.
Yeah, to be blunt about it.
And is that something you'd say to people, if there's anyone else sort of listening who's like, I've got a venture that I want to do, are you saying, look, just persevere, give yourself that 6 months?
Absolutely, yeah. You've got to I say to anyone that, not that I'm an expert, but anyone that wants to start their own business, you've got to be sensible. Like, you've got to be good with money. There's an element of, as you know, you've got to set yourself up. However, we didn't have the money to set up. And I just took a massive risk. But you've got to give yourself the time. If you don't give yourself that time, there's no point. It takes years to build a business properly. I knew I didn't want to have my own salon or anything like that. I knew I just wanted to work with me and my client. But so I knew it was never going to be a massive, big business. And that's never been a focal point for me. I've never wanted to strive for that because it's more stress.
Yeah.
And personally, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
But I think if anyone's going to start their own business, they need to give themselves the time and just work as hard as you can, really. take any opportunity. Sorry.
No, that's all right. Well, I'm just going to say, and you were fortunate in that you had a partner who was willing.
He was
sort of help
really
you, right?
good with me. Yeah, he was really, really supportive. And I think if I didn't have him supporting me, he was almost pushing me to do it.
Really?
Yeah, because he was like, and we were renting at the time. And I was like, but we need to get a mortgage. We need to get on the property ladder. And I remember him saying, but you're not happy. So what's the point? And I think because it helps because we've got the same views. I'm not saying we're the perfect couple at all, or but we do have similar views in that. So,
and I want to go back to this business plan that your sister mentioned. Feels like a good point of the podcast to mention that your sister's Charlie, who was on a previous episode of this podcast, which you can listen to if you want to have a look. Yes. What came of that? Was it just, do you have a business plan? No. Don't make one? Did you sort of make one? How did that happen?
Yeah, no, it just kind of went from there. We just had a bit of a laugh about it. I mean, I don't know really. She's really different to me, but she's helped me in a lot of ways, I think, with money.
Right.
If she was going to start her own business, I think she would absolutely have a business plan. She would think about it a lot, which I admire. I think that's brilliant. Same with, I'm really with her pensions, and like we talk, we're very open. We talk about money. I've got nothing to hide, so me and her have conversations about stuff like quite a lot, which is quite good. But she's just really different. I think if I was more like her, I would never do anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But in a nice way to her, obviously we're just very different. And I think that's quite nice, because I think I'm more of a, oh, just do it. Whereas she's more, oh no, but what if this happens? So I should probably have a little bit of that, and the same with her, really.
Yes, and I can relate, because that's similar to sort of me and my wife, to be honest. My wife's super conservative. She's an accountant as well, and maybe it comes with being an accountant, right? Who knows?
Yeah.
And I've kind of had to sort of rein myself in a bit in some ways, but in other ways she's kind of liberated me, because the same kind of thing. She backed me to go freelance.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's interesting. Right, I've got a big question for you then.
Oh gosh. Okay.
What is your biggest money regret?
Ooh, that's a hard one. Because I do have a lot of... See, I don't like calling them regrets. I don't know.
What would you call it then? And then give us the example.
What would
money
I
mistakes,
say?
Something like that?
Yeah, probably money mistakes. I would say probably not setting myself up sooner, as in getting myself on the property ladder maybe sooner.
Okay.
But then having said that, like I said earlier, I took what I love to do over money. So, and I would also say not knowing about putting ISAs and putting money in, that would probably be my biggest regret.
Yeah. But what would have sort of convinced you to go? I mean, did you want to sort of have a house, for example, get a mortgage sooner? Why is that? Because renting's more expensive, or?
No, I don't. I just think society makes you think that you should have a house. I mean, I don't always agree with it, because I don't always think that it's I think everyone's different.
Yeah.
But I suppose my path went quite different early on, because I made some changes to my life that then maybe didn't give me much money, but
right. What were those changes?
Well, I moved country.
Right.
Quit my job within 10 days and just
went.
And I loved it. Don't get me wrong, really, and I don't regret that at all. But obviously, that means that meant that basically, later on, I was then going to get on the property ladder later.
Is that because you weren't getting paid as much abroad then?
Yeah.
Right.
And when I came back because of COVID, and I didn't have any money. So
COVID forced you back.
Yeah.
Mad. So COVID, you might not be where you were if it wasn't for COVID.
No, literally.
Mad. For the better.
Yeah, for the better, exactly. Yeah.
Fair play. All right, well, the opposite then. What's been your best investment?
The house.
Yeah.
Yeah. the house, I'd say.
Hands down.
Yeah.
And is that just because it's that sort of financial, win in a lot of ways that you'll have something at the end of it, or that's just purely financial?
Yeah, purely financial. Yeah.
Any other sort of investment that you sort of made in the past of any kind? Because a lot of people say the house. Don't get me wrong, it's a big thing, and there's a reason why.
Yeah.
But I'm interested if there's anything else. Someone recently said time was their best investment in terms of time looking into like their finances and stuff.
Yeah.
Anything like that? Or if it's just a house, that's fine.
Yeah, I think I'm just trying to think.
There's not many other big purchases,
No.
so I'll give you that.
No, to be fair, like I don't think I've ever really, because I didn't have much money really. I didn't really have the money to put anything into, I suppose. I'd probably say the house. I know that's boring, but
Well, I can relate.
Yeah.
When you don't have money, you can't buy big things. That's literally
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
Right, I've got a scenario for you now.
Yeah.
Let's say you go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Client comes in. At the end, they say, Georgia, I've loved everything you've done for me the last few months.
Yeah.
I want to give you £1,000 to say thank you.
Yeah.
What are you doing with that £1,000?
Ooh.
First thing that comes to your mind.
Put it towards a holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
would I? Do you know what? It's one of them things, isn't it? It's one of them things where you think, oh, I'll put it. I'll do this, I'll do that, and then when you actually get it, I actually think I wouldn't. I think I'd save it.
So when it comes into the account, you're like,
I think
no.
I would like the idea and go, oh yeah, we can put it towards a holiday.
Yeah.
But then I'd go, oh, actually, maybe put half away, and because that's what I've got. Like, I never used to be like that, but I'm more like that now.
Well, that's kind of signifies your transition, right? Because you said in your relationship you're the spender, and that's clearly in your head. Because first thing is like, I want to spend it on holiday, but you like you say, when it lands, the kind of reality hits, right? And you go, actually, no, I should save some.
Yeah, because I am the spender, but I also put quite not too much pressure, but I'm also very like, hang on, no, we need to save this. I'm always making sure that we are being sensible.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've noticed maybe since I've been back since COVID, actually, I've probably changed the way I've been with money.
Right.
For the better.
Yeah.
I'm much more sensible.
Yeah.
With it. Yeah.
Nice. And I suppose being in a relationship where your partner's similar is going to help, right?
Yeah.
Rather than having like a bad influence.
Yeah. And I think you can probably relate to this. Being self-employed, I always think, oh, I've been busy this month, and I've got a busy couple of months, but in the next couple of months it could be not busy.
Oh, yes.
And I never take it for granted. Like, I feel really lucky to be able to do what I do and that pay my bills, obviously. But I'm always in the back of my head, I'm always like, right, hang on, we need to make sure we've got a rainy day fund so that in case,
That's it. You're looking like 3 months ahead all the time, aren't you? Because I'm exact same.
Yeah.
My wife will be like, oh, what are you on about? Like, you're so busy at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, but over here, I've got nothing coming in at the moment.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
All right, another scenario for you then. You're doing the weekly shop.
Yeah.
Just out of interest, what's your supermarket? Where do you go?
We go to different, but my partner does the supermarket shop.
Right,
actually.
okay.
But we normally go like Lidl.
Yeah.
I do like Marks and Spencer's.
Yeah.
We can't really afford Marks and Spencer's. So sometimes we'll go if I want something or he wants something that's a bit more market.
We used to live right next to a Lidl and an M&S.
Yes.
So we would do the main shop in Lidl and then get like the treats, the nice stuff at M&S.
Yeah.
If you're in the shop then
and
you're doing the weekly shop, how much are you thinking about what you're buying? Are you thinking about like the grams per pound?
No. So that doesn't even enter, which I should be. And I'm not saying, oh, look, I can spend what I like. Not at all. I get to the checkout and I'm like, oh, that's expensive. I think my partner, he's very good, but I think I've banned myself really from shopping in the supermarket. And it's really funny because I will more go, oh, he'll like that. He'll like that. And sometimes he'll be like, how much did you spend? And like, I basically will spend double than what he spends. So it's better he does it.
That's just not even thinking about it.
Yeah.
Walking around.
Yeah. Whereas he's much more, he will look at things that are cheaper. So I think secretly deep down he hates going shopping with me because we always spend more.
Yeah.
But but then we will spend what we've got a budget, so we put it in a pot. So that's our food pot.
Yeah.
And once that's gone, well, hopefully it doesn't go, but once we've spent that, you know, that's it.
That's the red line.
Yeah.
That's so funny. What do you think it is that makes you just buy it? Is it just because, like you say, you're just picking things going, that'd be nice? You just, I've got all this stuff I could just pick up. Yeah.
Yeah. I really get carried away. I don't look at grams. I don't have time for that.
No?
No.
I'm like obsessed by it. So I'm the complete opposite.
I love that. No, good for you.
Yeah. But well, this is the thing. We're all different, right?
Yeah.
The more I'm doing this podcast, the more I'm realising money is personality.
Yeah.
How you behave is just your personality.
I actually hate money.
Really?
Yeah, as in like I know this is so ridiculous to say. I actually hate that everyone gets paid different, I find it a bit wild.
Yeah.
That we live our lives because of a certain amount that you have. And I know the world can't work like this, but I just wish that everyone was on an even playing field, because I find it quite difficult to see people that don't have as much and then people that have loads, and you're just like, gosh, why can't that be just all equal?
You ever thought about going into politics?
No. No, I haven't. I don't think I'd survive.
You're right though, and I feel the same. It's frustrating because especially if you've got two people who spend the same time in the job, one gets paid double.
Yeah.
If you spent the same time, doing like, could be different things, but you're right. It doesn't make sense. It's mad.
It doesn't.
I want to talk to you about investing now.
Okay.
How short or long is your investing knowledge? How much do you do it at all?
We've just put some money into stocks and shares actually.
Really?
This week.
What's prompted that?
I think it was my sister again. I think we were talking on holiday with my granddad, and she was talking about it, and then I sort of turned around to my partner and was like, do you know what? Why don't we just put some money? But my knowledge is not very good, and I'm a risk taker when it comes to obviously decisions, but not with money. Yeah, I'm very play it safe.
Okay, so what's your safe bet been on trading then?
Well, I don't actually know because my partner did it. I just left him to it.
Okay.
He's more knowledgeable.
And he's into it, is he?
No, he's not really into it, but he's like learning.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
But we just said, right, we'll just put a little bit in.
Yeah. Because this is another place where it's like a gap in everyone's knowledge, right?
Yeah.
You just don't learn about this stuff.
Don't. They need to at schools. They need to, but also going back to the basics of like, when you come out of school, you don't know what bills are, and I didn't know what council tax was. Honestly, I was I just didn't have a clue. When I got my first flat renting, when they had like council tax and things, I was like, what's that? I just didn't
know it was a thing.
I didn't know that you had like the rent plus. I did, but it was a bit of a shock
when you first see it.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, especially how much it is.
Yeah. But yeah, no. You should learn about how to handle your money, how to like investments and things like that.
That's it. I'm very much in that boat of, and again in our relationship, my wife has got some savings in stocks and shares. Yeah. I haven't, but I feel like I want to. Yeah. Because you just hear a lot about getting more out of it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll need to work on that as well then.
I know. It's one of them things. I wish I, in a way, I was a big risk taker with money, because I do think there is an element of, to make money you have to take risks.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But it's just not really in me.
No, that's fair enough.
and it's one of them things, isn't it? It's like you're never going to have enough money to, because I always say, oh, hang on, if we got our safety net pot to this, or we got I don't think I'd ever be like, oh yeah, then we could put a big amount in. I don't think I'd ever have it in me, because I just think that's just so much money.
Right. A bit of a deep question for you now.
Okay.
If there was one money conversation you could have with someone else that would improve your life the most, what would that conversation be, and who would it be with?
I would probably say, it's going to sound really weird, my granddad.
Okay, yeah.
because I've always, we don't openly talk about money, but I feel like he's quite wise on what to do. I feel like I do come to my granddad with a lot of questions, like especially having my own business. I will ask him a lot of, what would you do? What would, with this, or do you think I'm doing this right? Or and I'm looking at more my pension now as well, like moving that, and I've asked him a couple of times, what would you do? And he seems like he's quite wise with.
So what's the one thing you think you'd want to have the conversation with him about?
Oh, I don't know. I think I would say, ask him sort of what he would do if he was our age again. What would he do differently money-wise, setting up himself for the future? Because now I'm thinking more about the future, rather than the present. I'm thinking, right, okay, pensions. I want to be able to retire earlier if we can. I know that's going to be hard.
Yeah.
Then the retirement age, whatever that age will be.
Yeah, be like 80 when we get there.
So my question would be, if you were my age now, how would you invest your money, or what would be the right thing to kind of do, the sensible thing?
Well, go and do it. Go talk to him.
Yeah, definitely.
And I always say at the end of the podcast, this is obviously about storytelling and it's not about advice.
Yeah.
But everyone does have something in them that's sort of a good bit of advice for people.
Yeah.
What would your one golden bit of money advice be for other people?
Live, but don't overspend. Basically, so live your life, but don't spend what you can't afford.
Yeah.
So don't go down that rabbit hole of getting yourself in debt. But also make sure that you are still living your life as much as you can.
Absolutely.
Don't know if that's good advice, but that's how I see myself.
And that's just based on you've never gone down the rabbit hole, so you're like, I know it works. Yeah.
I've always just gone, okay, if that's what I've got, that's what my life can give me. I'm not gonna get loans and things. For me, everyone's different, but for me, it's just not something I would want to do.
Yeah, that's fair. I can relate. Yeah.
Well,
Georgia, I mean, when we started the conversation, you said that your salary was okay.
Yeah.
Right. But the way you've sort of talked about work and money and stuff, the money's not part of it, right?
No.
So, I mean, would you not say now that your salary's good?
Yes, it is. Yeah. If you look at it like that. If you look at it like that, yeah, I think because I love what I do. So actually, yeah. And I am really lucky that every day I come home, and it might be long days, but I'm like, I've had a good day.
Yeah.
And that for me has always been happiness over money any day.
Number one.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That sounds like that's your real advice.
Yeah, that's my real advice, really.
Georgia, thanks so much for being on the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.